I've been reading an author lately named Garrett Garrett. Very interesting. Last year I joined a book club called the Laissez-Faire Book Club. It's well worthwhile. You should join it. Read everything you can get your hands on. They do a wonderful job. Another one is the Von Mises Institute. But thinking a lot about how we arrived as human beings to this point in our government and how that government affects our lives on a daily basis. And trying to understand the motives of people and the way they think so we can think better and make our lives more worth living. I find that a lot of time, when I look at the lives of people, I discover something very interesting about myself as well, that we don't like to be left out. It's a powerful tool when you say to somebody they're going to be excluded. It's painful. Well, if you take a look at what has happened in our society today, we're not paying attention to the equality of opportunity. We have substituted the equality of outcome with the belief that we can actually do such a thing. So we don't keep score in the Little League. We decide that it's unfair that someone may have talent and another person may not. So we're going to level that playing field. When all around us we know that this isn't true. I'm never going to be a 7-foot 2-inch center in the NBA. It isn't going to happen. Now, who's going to make that right for me? Somebody going to level that playing field? Now, here's a guy that there's people in the NFL that make $20 million a year that can't read or write. That's not fair. I can read and write. Shouldn't I make $20 million a year? Problem is, the marketplace decides the value. But that doesn't fix the social problem of inequality. So we end up trying to fix those social problems with social programs that don't work, causing a great deal of pain because we don't want to exclude somebody from the tribe. It's unfair. We don't want to call out a criminal for his criminal behavior because he may have been raised by somebody who spanked him too much. We're losing the ability to have an objective standard, that there is a belief that something is right and something is wrong because it's unfair. There is no social equality. So I sat down to try to take a look historically how we got here. So I wrote this, one of those things in the middle of the night. This was at 2:34 a.m. The wolf in intellectual clothing. So from the beginning up to the time when man no longer needed to be physically able to get through the day on a survival basis, the intellectuals bided their time inventing and controlling institutions like religion, and I call the archies, monarchies. All of the archies, all of the power, centralized command structures of every stripe to even the playing field. What could be the need for these intellectual constructs? Control? Envy? The feeling, as I said, of being left out? The agonizing realization of physical inferiority, and by the need for acceptance. Intellectual constructs that eloquently refuted this could discount or entirely reject the competitive history of the human race as being unneeded or evil. Recasting the physically inferior as the vindicated victims that finally are hailed for their grand contributions. Take a look around you at the people that don't want you to risk your life, that don't want you to go mountain climbing, that don't want you to compete or keep score in the games. What are they really up to? Now, I'm not advocating that everybody goes out and becomes a competitor in a cage match. What I'm saying is that we need both the intellectuals and the competitors, and they must realize that you cannot even this playing field. We are in this together. It is an absolute necessity that we reward and understand one another and get on with this idea of being a human and propelling the human race forward. Not pointing fingers at one another. And don't try to save me from myself, please. When I try to save you from yourself, I am destroying your opportunity for invention, for discovery. And that happens through competition and collaboration. The discovery that a man makes when standing on the edge of the cliff will never be the same one when if he reads about standing on the edge of the cliff. Don't take away the physical nature of man, of children, or of the ability of us to discover who we are through immense challenge and competition. That's how we got here.
Listen to the old man. Listen to the old man. Listen to the old man. When you can.